The only people that don't have failures are people that don't try very hard. So you can stay around the 50th percentile and have very few failures in life, but your whole life would be a failure. Hello. How are you today? Brought the homie Glover. Glover's been strangling me for 2 days.
Yeah.
He laughs when I'm joking. He smiles. He laughs. He seems like a very nice guy on the surface, but he's been choking the shit out of me.
We're learning, man. We're learning.
I'm learning how to breathe under duress. This fear thing that Travis is chatting about with y'all, it's okay to have a little fear. It's okay to be scared of certain things, but it's not okay to let that get in the way of the actions that you're supposed to engage in. But once in a while, I feel a little scared of something. So, what's going to happen if Taiwan gets invaded by China? The stock market's going to crash 20%. What else might happen? That might be beginning of World War III. What else might happen? And the market could go down another 10%. And I think, well, either the whole world is going to be over, or there's going to be a lot of high quality assets on sale that if I buy them while everybody else is fearful, later on I'm going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So you got to find opportunities in that fear. When other people are scared, if you can be calm, if you can think clearly when other people are scared, those are the best opportunities in the whole world, ain't it?
Yeah.
Is there a better time? Wouldn't you be delighted if you knew that your opponent is scared?
If you can't control, we're all scared of the loss, but you gotta control it, like you say, breathe and stay in the moment, stay focused on what you have to do. You gotta face your fears and go after.
Glover here, for people that maybe you don't have a television or you haven't been living on Earth, Glover has been champion at UFC, 205-pound champion. Won his belt from the Polish homie, Jan, I always mess up his last name.
Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz.
And Glover's had, probably fight of the year right now. He's, in defending his title, he had some challenges there. He's winning. And the last moment, literally the last seconds, things didn't go his way. So he's going to be fighting for the title again in upcoming months. And, I think to be competing at the level you are and to be world champion at, as the two big weight divisions is a dream. For most people, it's not even a dream that you could actually do this. But I imagine that path wasn't clear when you're a young man in Brazil, growing up in Brazil. Maybe you had a little doubt on your way between, a child in Brazil and then decades later, champion of the world with the most respected fight organization in the world.
Yeah, a lot of doubts, man. When I was in Brazil, I didn't even know what I wanted, until start figuring out, because I wanted to be an athlete, but I didn't want to, don't know, what's fighting or anything. It's not much opportunity, but, when it comes to realize the fight is what I want, there's a lot of fear, a lot of doubts, a lot of fear, like, do I leave this job? And now I'm putting all my time in this fighting thing, but don't know the results is still not good, because in the beginning you make nothing, and it was tough, but I guess that's what it make difference. I think tell the guys at the time, you stay there no matter what, good times and bad times, but you stay there and you stay Bolivian something and try to get better and better and solve the problem, and eventually you make it.
I think I would love to hear your perspective of this, because people ask me sometimes, "Oh, Derek, you seem calm all the time. You seem so confident. The stock market's up or down, and you're always confident. You always feel everything's stable." Mm-hmm. And inside, you've been around me different times where you see me make a lot of money some days. Probably you've been around when I lose a lot of money some days, and it don't change my mood too much.
Yeah.
I feel
same.
Yeah, very similar. Same. And I think the reason that is, I don't think I'd feel that way today if I didn't have some of the difficult times early. Earlier in life, I didn't have a very fun childhood. There's a lot of violence in my house, outside the house, and it just wasn't fun, man. Dad wasn't there, mom was not a good mom, and so on. And a lot of people got problems. I don't think my problems are special. A lot of people got problems, but some people, they use their problems as an excuse to not get something done.
Yeah.
And I thought, for me, those problems, that I was sufficiently upset that I was like, fuck this. And I didn't even know, you said this, you said, oh, you didn't know what you were going to do. I didn't know what I was going to do as a little boy, but I was but I knew, fuck this. And whatever I got to do, I got to make it better. I got to make it better. I got to get away from these crazy people, And it helped my confidence a lot as an adult. That you overcome problems, and then you feel more confident that you have the competence to deal with more difficult problems. And then you fix your new problems, and then you get new problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think fixing the problems and feeling confident because you're competent to fix the problems and make things better and do that consistently, it helped me feel very confident as an adult. Like, I don't give a shit what happens. I'm going to die someday, maybe sooner than I'd like, hopefully a long time from now. We'll see. But you don't see me get panicked about anything. Yeah. You don't see me get excited. And I got to think that that's helped your life, or you have your version of that story, that you feel very confident in some areas of life because you lived that shit. You went through tough times.
Yeah, of course. I'm very confident in the fighting and on my ability to. But it's always those things in your mind what could go wrong. I doubted that anybody would think different. But it's mind. You can think like, okay, this guy have this better, have that better. But like I say. And training room to prepare for the fight is what I say. Fixing the problem is like how you do on the ground, how you stand up and getting hit too much with this thing. It's not to panic or think. You start getting your confidence down, and it's like stay calm and training, relax. After man, trainer had a bad day today. That's what I have to fix. I have to come here tomorrow. I mean, you got a couple more weeks. And I'm getting hit a lot with the right hand, or I'm getting choked over here. Every time I go for takedown, I'm getting guillotine. So you gotta adjust those things. And the only way you're gonna do that if you stay calm and drill it with not panic about it. Because if you panic about it, man, like you say, it's a high level there that we're going against. And if you panic about it, any little detail can make a big difference.
When you were here, something 12 weeks ago, something like that, you were here in July. And you were showing me these anaconda chokes and how to get away from some chokes. Yeah. And, I trained that again and again since then. I've been choked just in those, anaconda, Darce choke, guillotine choke, like, I don't know, maybe 500, 600 times since then in the last 3 months.
Your training partner is pretty good,
He's a pretty good
guy that you train with, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So I've been getting choked by, top contenders and world champions for the last 3 months. Yeah. But you come back 3 months later, it's not so easy to get me in those chokes anymore,
Definitely a big improvement, like I told you already, like everybody that been working with is a high level jiu-jitsu, and it's a blast to have the opportunity, like you go after, but it's a lot of improvement there, man. You put in the work, Jake Shields and everybody else is doing a pretty good job, and you doing pretty hard work in there yourself, and it was a big improvement, man.
The type of people that be watching this right now, this course is about mentoring, about entrepreneurship. It's a mentoring course about entrepreneurship. And, in entrepreneurship, you're going to have these same problems. You're going to have, entrepreneurship is not for most people because it's fucking hard. Most people they're too soft, they're too weak, they're too distracted. It's not even an insult, it's just true. I don't say that to insult those people. Is, if you want to be successful in entrepreneurship, if you want to be successful in fighting, you're going to have to be focused. You're going to have to be strong. You're going to have to do difficult things that most people just don't want to do. It'd be too much work, too difficult for most people. They would give up. They give up before you. And I think of entrepreneurship as just like that. You're going to have to do things that are uncomfortable. You're going to have to say no to your family. You're going to have to say no to your current friends. You're going to have to say no to a lot of things if you want to say yes to entrepreneurship. Now, if you do that for any period of time, if you can do that for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you likely grow a very good business. If your brain works good, if you have good instructions, good teachers, good mentors, good coaches, if you're doing the right things, and you're working harder at it than other people are working, you're going to have the results, you know. I want my black belt in 5 years. That's very ambitious. I know that a lot of people, well, most people would give up. They never get a black belt. And for people that do get a black belt, a lot of times it's 10 years, something like that. I don't want 10 years, but I need to earn that.
Yeah.
I need to do the work. I need to accelerate the work.
Put the work. Yeah.
I got the best coaches, the best mentors, the best training partners. I got to show up and put in the work. We just got done training a couple hours. Yesterday we were training, 3.5 hours, maybe 4.
Yeah, something like that.
And then we're going to go back again tonight, and then we're going to go again tomorrow, and then you're going to leave, and then my next training partner comes, and go train with 10 days in a row right now. That's not for everybody. So when I focus on something, I'm willing to put in that work for a period of time. I'm willing to work harder. I'm moving towards the difficulties because I think, if I want to get that belt, I gotta be able to defend this choke, defend this.
Yeah.
All the things, got to be able to apply it here, know when to push harder, know when to conserve energy, and all those little things. I need to accelerate that process and have more difficulty and more frustration early. I did that in business. I'm doing that in my training now, and this is my hobby. And let me make that point. It's like, this is my hobby. So you see, Jake and some of the other guys say that I'm training like a pro fighter for the amount of time I'm putting in is like similar to a lot of the professionals. And I'm not trying to be a professional fighter. This is my hobby. You know what I learned this year? I'm not very good at hobbies.
Yeah.
I'm not good at doing something just for fun. I'm a little too competitive maybe.
Yeah.
But if you want to be good at entrepreneurship, you're going to have to think about it the same way of like those things that you don't want to do. Well, guess what? Your competition don't want to do that shit either. So if you're willing to put in work that other people aren't, then you're going to earn more success than they are, as long as you're doing the right things. Now, if you're working hard on the wrong things, you're probably making things worse, You could be training really hard, but if you're doing stupid things that aren't helping you, you're just exhausting yourself.
It's going to be worse, It's going to get overtraining, or instead of get stronger, you get a weaker, It's all balanced, too. You got to get the diet there. Can't go like, I saw Linux saying that, he said pretty good in your last time you talked to him. You can't run fast, but you got to run in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What have you learned from, you've trained with everybody. You trained with, Chuck Liddell is a friend of yours coming up, that you're training with Chuck when Chuck was on his way up. You trained with everybody in your sport over the years, and, how long? 20-something years, yeah?
Yeah.
20-something years.
20, about 21 years.
You're coaching a lot of people now. One of your guys is about to fight for the title.
Alex Pereira, yeah.
He's about to fight Adesanya for the 185-pound title. It's at Madison Square Garden, yeah? November,
Yes.
Next month.
Yes, next month.
November, Madison Square Garden. But being around these people, being a world champion, training world champions, training with other world champions, learning from them. What do you see that makes people stand out? What are the things that make the difference? The guys that, they're training and they're very good versus the real champions, the guys that win in those important moments.
I say, it's funny, I was talking about it yesterday, like Lyoto and Chuck Liddell, they both are my friends, good friends. I help them both training for title fight. And personality is different, they like different things outside of the gym, but same mentality when it comes to training, They doing this stuff, never complain about it, the hard work, they want to push themselves more. We all do. You always want to push yourself to the limit. The guy. These guys those guys you can never say to them they not push themselves. Come on, let's go. Of course you say that when they tired, but they always want that extra round, and that mentality, man. The mentality that goes through things with no complaint. Like when you get hurt, because we all get hurt. Every camp. All the time if something happened. Like I told you another day, I kicked somebody's elbow. My foot was sore for 4 or 5 days, still sore. Those things happen. And a lot of times, like you injure your finger. One finger is so much important. I see so many fighters. Like you say, the difference between championship level and the regular fighter really is the mind. You break a little finger, and Bad was so much training for fight, but that strong mentality guy is gonna take that up. He's gonna know he's not gonna perform as well on the first couple weeks of training, but he'll know, and that comes from experience too. A lot of fights and stuff. But in the end of the camp, you're gonna do well. You're gonna do good. And then the day of the fight, you're not even gonna feel that finger, for example. You know what I mean? Not even gonna feel that because the adrenaline, they're willing to win. You don't feel no pain, man. Just go over there and with that mission.
You said, you told me once that, privately, and I don't think you mind me repeating it, but you said Chuck was such a strong competitor when Chuck Liddell was coming up. And, Chuck has been on a call with some of my mastermind group. Chuck has sat on the couch right here. Chuck stayed here and trained with me and eats my chocolate almonds. And Chuck Liddell likes chocolate almonds, folks, in case you don't know.
Yeah.
He eat a whole bag of them, 2 pounds of them in half a week. But you said years ago training with Chuck, he's such a strong competitor, even sparring, like when he's sparring with his friends, that he kind of gets in the kind of a vicious mode or a very competitive mode.
Yeah. You can see in his eye.
Yeah, the sparring's over and he's still breathing a little heavy and wants to fight more.
Yeah, he was like very competitive, But like we all are in a way. But Chuck was funny, man. He keep looking at the eyes. He have that eye like, hey, all right, bro, the bell is off, And he's like, yeah, I know, man. Keep it off.
I've interviewed, there's only about 90 people ever that have that belt like you do, and have that UFC belt. And I did interviews with, 30 something of them, more than 1/3. I've met them, spent time with them, trained with many of them. And I noticed with the thing you said is nobody's complaining. Those people don't complain about nothing. It's just something comes up that, I think about the business this way. Something comes up. I expect something's going to come up every day. Every day I expect I got to wake up. I got to eat a pile of shit. Something's messed up. And I got to fix that and get back to neutral. And then I got to go get about 3 victories during the day. Mm-hmm. Go fix a lot of little things. Get about 3 little victories on the board before I go to sleep, And I go to sleep. I'm happy. I'm happy the whole time. Even I go to sleep, I know when I wake up, there's going to be some new problem waiting for me. And I got to fix that problem, and then I get my get a couple victories, go to sleep again. And you do that for long enough, you never see me really upset because I know there's going to be some problem. I've already built it in my head. I already know whatever happens, I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna fix it. It's no problem. It's no real problem. Some people, some little thing happens. They're like, it's gonna ruin my whole day. My day is ruined.
I have this guy that say I don't know what I say right, but it's like I want to put myself in such a way that if I go in hell or heaven, I still the same. It is a situation, even the worst situation of your life or the same. You got to put it in that way that you stay calm and stay right in the middle. And that was pretty deep, thinking about it. Like I got you hype up with maybe people does that, like one victory in a fight or make a contract, one first fight in UFC. You get your hype, you get with the hype, all these people calling and say you're gonna be the best, and you're here and there, and maybe you get overconfident and stop training a little bit, you go party too much, you know what I mean? And guys, they stay centered, stay focused all the time, stay the same way, no matter what happens, losing or winning, stay focused and stay like I did it for my belt. I had 20 winning streak, then I lost to Jon Jones, decision, then I lost my other fight, but I stay focused. What I want the belt. I wanted to be a champion. Stay focused. I didn't let that get me down. So I'm like 7 years later after I fought Jon Jones, and I fought again for the title with a lot of ups and downs. And
Jon was the champion at the time when you fought him?
Yeah, I fought Jon Jones for the belt.
So Jon Jones had the belt, and you had how many wins in a row before that?
Of 20 wins in a row, 5 in UFC, and 15 out of UFC.
20 consecutive
20
wins.
consecutive wins.
Leads up to the title fight,
Yeah.
2014-15.
2014, yeah.
2014, you're fighting Jon Jones for the title. And you go 5 rounds, it goes to decision, they give him the decision.
Yes.
And then 7 more years later, like you said, some ups and downs,
Yeah.
before you get that title.
Years, 7.5 years later.
Before you put that big shiny belt across your waist. 7 years.
So, you just gotta keep that goal. That goal is like, don't let things bother you. Don't let what people say bother you. Because you can't go with the hype. A lot of people after 20 winning streaking, 18, everybody's telling me because I come to UFC, I finished the first guy, and one of the beatdown of the year against Fabio Maldonado. That's what the fight was. One of the beatdown of the year. It's because it was a smash. For 2 rounds, the guys have a tough chin. But then everybody was telling me, oh my God, this guy's going to be a champion and everything. But to stay focused, never get over my head or nothing. But when I lost, people go, and I lost 2 fights in a row. Because like you say, one, I lost that fight, and I say, I got to train more. And that fight went too much. I didn't rest, I didn't have that balance. So I went too much, and I overtrained, and people, man, was put you down after you lose 2 fights like that, But stay focused. You don't let those things bother you. You gotta stay focused on the goal and say, you know what? This is it. I'm gonna do the best that I can, and I'm just gonna go after it. I don't care what people say.
I noticed a couple things about haters, about somebody trying to put you down. I noticed a couple things that you ever been hated on by somebody who was doing better than you?
Yeah, you're right.
I never had that experience.
Not really, no. Yeah.
I knew a lot of guys that they got a lot more money than me. I did very good. I feel very happy about my finances, but I met 20-something, close to 30 billionaires that they got a lot of money, and I never had one of them call me poor or make fun of me for about my money. They're like, oh, you're doing good, kid. Keep going. Usually somebody that's doing real good, they say a couple of encouraging words to you, and not that you need it necessarily, but you remember those things sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
I never been hated on by somebody that was doing better. Those people usually they're down there somewhere. Would they have done better in the fight than you did? The critics.
Yeah. Not even fighters, man.
They last 1 minute with Jon Jones.
Yeah. I guess yeah. But a lot of people, you're right about it, but a lot of people don't think that way. A lot of people I see a lot of young fighters that will let that bother them, They will let that get in your head, and that could mess up somebody's career, really, I see people that have they kind of a problem. People that go see a psychologist, sports psychologist, so they can get better mindset. And I see around me, people that lost a couple fights and was getting so upset about all those internet people, talking about it. And I see the way his fight career went down, I see that around me. Not 1 or 2 times, see it many times,
A great thing about my psychology, you and I were talking about this in the car the other day. I came to see you at the airport, and we were riding back, and I looked at the city is in front of us, this 3rd biggest city in the country. There's 10 million people, metro area, 10 million people out here. And I said, I don't give a fuck what any one of those people thinks about, how I live my life or what I do. That I'm very comfortable being who I am, And I'm not mad at them. I hope they do well. So I don't say that, that I don't say fuck them or, I hope they do good. I hope they're living their life. I hope they're enjoying their life. But I value my opinion. They haven't lived my life and they haven't lived your life. And I value my opinion a lot more about, am I doing the right things to get me where I want to go? And sometimes it looks like I'm taking a step back somewhere. And sometimes I do. So I can take a couple steps forward somewhere else, And then there was big money opportunities in the stock market. So I would sit on my ass on the couch. That's that couch in the training room downstairs. I'd sit on that little couch. I'd sit on this side and just paperwork everywhere here, everywhere, papers everywhere. and I just looking at stocks, and I barely sleeping, eating too much, and making money, making money, and I made a lot of money during that time. Now somebody else watching, they just say, Derek, you're fat, you're fat. Like, yeah, that's true. You know what else is fat? My brokerage account is fat. My bank account is fat. My future, there's a lot of abundance, a lot of fat there. So, not so hard to lose that weight later. Weight came off real easy when I focused on that.
Yeah.
I wanted to focus on that. If you had to lose 30 pounds this month, could you lose 30 pounds this month?
You gotta set the priority, like, but of course, like, you won't be doing that forever, it will be bad for you.
Yeah.
But, your priority, you do that for a certain time and say, that's what I'm gonna do here right now. And I'm gonna spend all my energy here, and later on, you know what you have to do. You're gonna put your energy like you've been doing. You've been training, and
I guess the last thought maybe I'd share is a learning that I had from that. When people make these little criticisms, I thought to myself, oh, you said this yourself a moment ago. You said, oh, they got different goals. Well, if they see me gain a lot of weight, they can't imagine that they would be able to fix that. So in their head, they think that you made a comment like oh, if you keep doing that, it would be bad. In their head, if they allowed their body to slide like that because they were very focused on some goal over here, they wouldn't be able to fix that. So in their head, they'd be they think that's a permanent feature of my identity or who I am or something. In my head, I'm like, I don't give a fuck what I look like right now. I don't give a fuck about my cardio. I got to focus on this thing because it's so valuable, and you get one opportunity per decade to make money like that. And I spent 35 years waiting for those type of opportunities, preparing for those type of opportunities. So when that opportunity comes, it's like everything, everything is, you have to have total everything there.
All the energy.
Everything. Nothing else matters. So I think that was something that I learned from that is the type of person that would criticize you when they see you being very focused on something, and maybe a couple other things are slipping because you're making tremendous progress on a new goal. Those people can't imagine. They just see you taking a step back somewhere, and they say, "Oh, you're messing up. You're messing up over there. Oh, you dropped the ball. Oh, you're getting fat, or oh, you're not doing this, or oh, you didn't come to the family reunion." Well, they can't imagine themselves actually being triumphant and taking a step back in some areas to put all their energy on something very important that would change their whole lives. They can't imagine themselves doing that. So really, when they're projecting on you that you're a mess up, no, they're a mess up. They're the person who's messing up in life, and they can't imagine they're the type of person that would fix it. And I think that's true. It's not to criticize people. You don't get paid much money to be your critic, But as far as what you said of like a lot of young people, it lets them, when somebody gets in their head like that, it can mess up their career, it can mess up their trajectory, it can mess up their success. Don't let that mess up your success. All that person is telling you is if they can't imagine being in your shoes, that you would be so focused on something that you'd let a couple other things slip for a minute to be very focused on, putting that champion belt around your waist or, adding substantially to your net worth. They never put themselves in the situation to be that type of person. They're not that type of person, and they find you unrelatable. And your success is a reflection of their failure, and then they get upset with you. They want to poke at you. So don't let those people get in your head. When you have a mess up here and there, the only people that don't have failures are people that don't try very hard. So you can stay around the 50th percentile and have very few failures in life, but your whole life would be a failure. But if you want to do something at a high level, anybody that was world champion or was extremely successful at anything that didn't have a couple failures or a couple moments where they felt embarrassed or looked stupid or something?
Yeah, everybody that I know have a rough beginning, man. Beginning's rough, for everything. It's gonna start training, get your ass kicked. Everybody that go training, first couple of days you get your ass kicked, It's like then it's like the ones that never want to come back and get their ass kicked again, and it's the one that like, I wanna learn that. I wanna be that guy. they kick my ass. So I wanna learn with him. So you keep going, you know.
Well, that helps me. Those are inspiring words while my neck is sore right now. So we're going to go back to training in a couple hours. So thank you, Glover, for taking the time to share a few words. And appreciate your spending time to train with me. Appreciate you sharing some of your wisdom and life experiences with the folks here. Folks, put a couple comments in the comment box. Say thank you to Glover. Put some questions in that I can answer today. And I noticed Glover's got the OG. You got the OG Moneyberg shirt before it says "Choose to Conquer."
Oh yeah.
So
Gotta get a new one.
those are the first printing. Those are the first ones printed. There's only a couple. There's literally only 2 of those. You got one and I got one. Those are the first ones printed. Those are samples.
Oh,
and
okay.
Then, don't worry, I got a pile of these in the room.
Nice.
But that's one of the OG samples. If I'll sign that for you, so if I die, you can sell it for a lot of money.
Okay.
Some people are confused. They say, Derek, what is the 10 Commandments of wealth? Not the 10 maybes of wealth. It's the 10 core things that you're going to need to know about in detail if you'd like to accumulate significant wealth in your lifetime. Click this link up here to find more information on exactly what is the 10 Commandments of wealth, how is the program structured, what's inside of it, how are you going to benefit from it. If you're doing well already and you'd like to do better, click that link and find out more. There's over 100 hours of content in this program. I've interviewed dozens of world champions that shared what it took for them to win, to be the top Hall of Fame athletes in their respective areas. And I brought a lot of other superstars in there from business, from legal, people that are real world entrepreneurs that made serious money, as I have myself. We all share with you what are the foundations you're going to need to know if you want to be successful yourself. Be a chooser, not a loser. Click that link, find out more. I'll see you inside.